It's a I71 rundown holiday. Got Tyler on one side, but that's not important. We got Ron in the building. Shout out to Ben for already guessing. Hey, if you're live and you're early, make sure you like, sub, comment something nice. He's nice to us so we can finally hit 9,000 subs. Spring football is here, so we have, I guess, 3/4 of the game together. I heard that Q's on a movie date with somebody, guy or girl, don't know yet. But we are going to be talking all kinds of all kinds of timeline grumblings, rumors that I've heard, and everyone's kind of early spring thoughts and some late spring thoughts as well. I'm going to get to you, Tyler, but I do want to open up with Ron. How the hell are you?
Doing well. I can't believe that spring football is here already. I feel like the season ends and I bury my head into the sand. I pick a new video game to play. I disconnect from Ohio State football. It gets a little crazy right after the season. And we're already here. Spring football.
Yeah, dude, it's like what, 2 months? It's like a 2-month break between like the last game and I guess now, which is wild because I don't know if you saw the what was it? Chase Brown said that Jeremiah Smith looks harder, stronger, and whatever. Yeah, big pause on the front end.
Was that a direct quote?
I'll pull the direct quote if you want it. Absolutely, I'll pull the. I will pull the direct quote.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
I'll pull the direct quote.
I want to make sure that's a direct quote because I don't want you putting that on my guy Chase Brown because that sounds crazy.
No, rock with Chase. No, the thing is, look, I say enough suspect stuff. I don't need the added stuff, in there. There is a Jeremiah Smith. This is the exact quote. Jeremiah Smith looks harder, better, faster, stronger entering year 3 with the Buckeyes. Chase Brown.
Chase Brown's got some questions to answer.
Yeah, that's a take.
I mean, I think it would have been okay if he didn't open up with he looks harder and better. When you go harder and better.
You speak professionally. We couldn't find the word leaner.
Yeah, leaner is a good word.
Fitter tone.
Yeah, maybe he knew what he was doing.
Just say better.
Yeah.
Can we just say better?
I mean, normalize saying that you're a friend. No, don't normalize that, actually. Not till June. Tyler, how are you?
I'm good, man. It's cold as shit. We're already over fake spring number 2.
Dude, wait a second. I heard it snowed in some hoods over here. It didn't snow in my hood. Did you guys both get snow?
It snowed in Medina.
Okay. I didn't get snow. I heard it did snow in I think eastern Pennsylvania, Ron.
I'm in western.
I know. So I'm saying you're clear.
Oh,
the west sides are clear. Like I live on the west side of Akron. You live in West PA, and where we're from, God shines sundown on us, but not where Tyler's from. He said, "Get this snow, loser." A couple things that I do want to hit, just generally speaking. Obviously, with spring, there's a lot of questions we want answered. For me personally, the big thing is going to be about is Julian Sayin going to take the step in the right direction that we think can win a championship, and will this offensive line show some form of life this year? But I do want to open up with Julian Sayin, who made headlines because of the facial hair. Are we in or out on Julian Sayin with facial hair?
I'm torn because I can't tell. Does he look bigger? Does he look more mature now that he has facial hair, or did he actually get bigger? I know they say that he put on some weight, but he looks like an adult. He doesn't have the baby face on him anymore. And I honestly was a little disappointed when I saw the interview because last year I felt like Julian Sayin still had the baby face, the sympathetic face. Looks like a grown man now. If he goes out there and stinks it up, it's going to be hard to feel bad for him now.
Yeah. Does the beard make his legs move? Is what I want to know. If the beard makes his legs move, I'm here for it. I'm all good. As the residential beard person on this show right now.
Wait a second. We all got facial hair. We all 3 of us have more than Julian does.
Patches O'Houlihan, chill out.
Oh my! We all have more than Julian. You don't get the. All right, Tyler's 42, so I'm not talking about Doug. So that's fine, dude. Right. You can have the beard, you old ass man. What I'll say is this: I think that. I don't know how you guys feel, but I remember the first time where I decided I'm not going to shave. It did make me feel older and feel like I had more responsibility. Now, I don't know if that's kind of the psychological trick he's playing on himself, but I'm here for it. In fact, I don't know.
They gave more context to this. I believe Luke Montgomery is behind this. Luke Montgomery pushed Carson Hinsman to dye his hair blonde, and now he also pushed Julian to keep the beard and grow it out to see how it turns out. I guess Luke Montgomery going to be a captain here soon with the influence he has on this team. If you're able to dictate people's personal appearance, I would imagine you can lead the team.
Yeah, I mean, year 3, he's got to be a captain. Year 3 football family, probably the best offensive lineman they have.
I wouldn't go that far.
Who's better? No, I'm not even trying to get in a real debate.
I mean, I think Austin Searveld is a guard. He's the best offensive line, but I still think he's a guard.
Okay, I guess I think Luke Montgomery is a better guard than Austin Searveld as a tackle, and I know that's not fair.
But if we had a left tackle and Austin Searveld was playing guard, Luke Montgomery wouldn't be playing left guard.
I mean, that's fair, but I guess we should. Yeah, I mean,
let's get into it. We're here.
Okay, they're rolling out the same 5, at least to open up spring for the first 2 practices on the offensive line. It bugs me a little bit because I thought that spring
same 5 is in who's now the right guard, being that Tegra is no longer with the Buckeyes.
Van Sickle.
Okay.
So yeah, my bad. The final rendition that we saw out there is what we're gonna see now. And they do not have Ian Moore repping with the ones at tackle. They have him actually splitting reps between guard and tackle, and they have Searveld taking all the first team ones at tackle. That bugged me. I thought this would be the right time because we know Austin's not getting any better at tackle, right? We know that. He kind of is what he is at this point, or do we think that Austin's going to get better at tackle this year?
No,
I think he absolutely could get better. I mean, he's just.
I think he's so limited athletically that he kind of is what he is.
I agree, Chris. I think he's a good, not great tackle in college, and he's sure as hell is a guard in the NFL.
That's what I think he's just best suited to play guard, and I do think the player that could benefit with the tackle reps the most would be Ian Moore.
Can I throw a curveball in here? Because, I mean, even if Ian Moore was on the field, I don't necessarily think I would move Austin Searveld from tackle. I would kick Phillip Daniels into right guard and have Ian Moore play right tackle.
That's also, I mean, I'm not going to push back at that one at all.
I would prefer that over moving Searveld. I as of right now, when I look at this roster, I don't think it's even up for debate if Austin Searveld is one of the 2 best tackles on this team. You can debate whether or not someone may be better than him, but I definitely think he's one of the 2 best.
Yeah,
that's fair. I can get behind that. I mean, the thing about it is
that's a floor raising move, not a ceiling move, right?
Why do they get to run it back? I know they haven't put pads on, and I know it's a lot of when you first go out in the spring or in the fall, it's the seniority thing. You got to give them their chance, whatever first. But they were the worst unit by far. Why do they get to go back out there again? It has to be different. They can't go back and do the same shit again.
Yeah, I mean, with the kicking Daniels in at right guard and bringing Ian Moore in at right tackle, I guess that just goes back to, I don't know if I've been covering the team too long and I drink the Kool-Aid. I've heard Ryan Day say it so many times. They're big on, we want the best 5 on the field. That's why they're so big on secondary positions and shuffling these guys around. It doesn't surprise me the way they're moving guys around now, especially with the way that we've seen things shake out because of injuries in the fall and having guys need to play different positions. So I don't really take too much into it, especially on day 2, but I don't really think it's a floor raising type of thing. I do think that potentially raises the ceiling of this offensive line because I think this highest ceiling is having the 5 best, and I think those would be your 5 best.
Okay, so I guess
Sickle being your first man off the bench.
When I was referring to ceiling, I think that I think Phillip Daniels has a higher ceiling
at right tackle.
Than Austin Searveld at tackle. Yeah, I do.
Do you think the ceiling is high? The gap between that ceiling at tackle is higher than the potential ceiling that he could have at right guard? As far as, okay, if you're not going to put any of those guys at right guard, what is your, or are you talking about bringing Ian Moore on the field and putting Searveld at right guard?
Well, I was just saying, in terms of Phillip Daniels, I think Phillip Daniels as a tackle, I think the 2 tackles with the highest upside, with the highest ceilings, are Ian Moore and Daniels.
Do you think
it's more my stance?
Do you guys believe in the theory that you could be too big to play guard?
I do. You don't.
I don't buy into that. And I don't think that I don't think Phillip Daniels is the explosive athlete at right tackle with the foot speed that he is some huge jump versus any of these other guys. And I think he excels the most in the run game as a mauler. So I think that would translate more if you were to kick him inside. I don't know. I see some people in the chat saying they don't love Daniels at tackle. I don't know. I think he's obviously in the top five. I would like to see him at guard personally and see Ian Moore sneak in at that right tackle, but who knows? Van Sickle could grab onto that position. They've shown no hesitancy to shuffle this offensive line. We've seen so many combinations over the past 2 years and throughout a national championship run. I think they'll find their way to get to the best five on the field. I mean, all year people were pounding the table for Tegra to be off the field, and at no point did we see anyone show significantly higher competency at the position. So, I mean, it's not like they were hiding someone that was significantly better on the bench. So I think they're going to get their best five out there regardless.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Do we think that Tyler Bowen is coaching for his job this year?
Well, the one thing that I heard was that the new O-line coach early that came in with Arthur Smith, that early on in spring, he wanted to see the unit that ended the year last year. Like he wanted to get his own eyes on that unit as a group, because maybe the best five are out there, but there's like some sort of coaching points that are being missed. And so I heard that like he wanted to see that group together, and then they're going to shuffle from there once pads go on. So that's like a separate like sub note that I think that only like real offensive line sickos care about.
I mean, it's only day two of spring. No pads. At this point last year, if you'd have told people that Austin Sarafeld would be your starting left tackle, people were like, huh? What?
Well, dude, remember at this point last year who the guaranteed lock for one of those tackle spots was?
Chris, I've already forgotten this guy's name. I know it's the Rice transfer, but Ethan Onyenwa. Yeah, like that is how forgetful that experience was.
Can anybody falls in love with a guy with a giant human being smelling salts?
I mean, that video went 3 times platinum.
It was electric. Like that's in a Buckeye lore type of video. Like you remember when we thought like we saw a giant kid at an Ivy League school throwing kids into lockers and thought like it was going to translate to a Big Ten national championship contender.
I mean, that's literally our version of 9. Like if he would have played and been stinky in the Miami game, you would have seen that clip everywhere, I think. But I think the fact that like we got him up out of the memory, like it didn't end up becoming an internet meme. But just real quick, last spring, we had to deal with the spring window, and I think they were hoping. I mean, this is my revisionist history entirely. My thought process was there's no way he was that much further ahead in spring and then fell that far behind by fall. I think he likely wasn't good last spring, but they kept inflating him because they didn't want him to hit the portal because they paid a lot of money for him. That they kept him. This year, there's no spring portal. So it's like I think we're going to get, the guys who deserve the most reps are going to get the most reps.
I hope so. I mean, that's the way it should be, right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I did want to talk about Julian Sayin. We talked about the facial hair. We didn't talk about the more important quotes about Ryan Day said, hey, look, he needs to run the football. He knows that. And then Julian Sayin, look, I want to pick up yards on third down. I think you know what I almost posted today, Ron? And you would appreciate this, Ron. I almost quote tweeted Juck's post, but I decided I was not going to be that guy today with a video of Tate Martell running on third down and saying this is going to be Julian on third down this year. I opted not to, even though that probably would have went platinum.
I don't know. I think that might be. Do you think he's as electric as Tate?
No, absolutely not. No. But it's the off season.
Oh man, if Julian gets out there and hurdles someone, I'm gonna take my shirt off during the game.
But like, let's be honest here. Do we believe that?
I don't know, dude.
You can't believe that. There's nothing that Ryan Day has said about a running quarterback that makes you believe that he's actually going to promote Julian Sayin to run the football.
Dude, Ryan has mastered the telling us what we want to hear and then not following through.
Or could Ryan Day be speaking to us in code? Because what is Ryan Day's explanation for never running his quarterback?
Doesn't want to get them hurt.
Because what did he always used to say? Look who my backup is when CJ was the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's like, look who my backup is. Go ahead, run. We're fine.
Guys, I like Tavian St. Clair a lot. And like deep down in my head, like I told Zach this earlier, like I just want someone to hook up Arthur Smith to some truth serum. Because Arthur Smith hadn't been recruiting these kids. And I know how the NFL works. I know that a lot of these guys like these big body, look the part, freak show. Like people like that. I wonder Arthur Smith is standing there because he was kind of far back the first practice, kind of just taking it all in. I wonder if deep down inside he's like,
well,
I kind of like how that kid looks.
can
Well,
we ask Ron what his thoughts are about Arthur Smith? Because we
Well,
haven't gotten those thoughts before.
I was just about to make a parallel to this because is this Arthur Smith looking at Justin Fields versus a washed Russell Wilson? Like, we're talking about body type and play style. Julian Sayin is very similar to Russell Wilson. Tavian St. Clair closer to a Justin Fields than he is a Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? We knew who Arthur Smith preferred in that, but obviously Julian Sayin, and I feel like I catch myself falling into this trap in year 2, and it's been so long since we've had a returning quarterback at Ohio State since year 2 of CJ. We've gone through how many quarterbacks since then, but like I catch myself thinking about the way the season ended and how frustrating that is, and it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. But it's also like this dude played one season and was in New York. Like, what does it look like year 2 in Ryan Day's offense?
Okay, wait. Let me ask the question, and I don't want to start a war. Do we see quarterbacks get marketably better from year 1 to year 2 in Ryan's offense?
I mean, the only example of 2 years would be Justin and CJ.
Do we think Justin got better in year 2?
No, they literally remain the exact same.
I mean,
this is my Tavian St. Clair propaganda. So just ignore me. Just throw me out the club.
I don't know about that. I feel like CJ was, even while it was a similar looking season, the maturity I feel like was substantially different in year 1 versus year 2. I feel like Justin was very secure in himself as year 2 as Ohio State's quarterback. I mean, led them to a national championship, redeem the loss. I mean, I guess COVID and everything, but at the end of the day, like, I think both of these guys still came back in their, I don't know if you could say they were better quarterbacks necessarily as an entire season, but I think we saw their best games
as year 2 guys. That's fair.
And I think what you're saying, Chris, is that the development in the Ryan Day coaching ethos is from year 1 to year 2, not year 2 to year 3.
Yeah, that's kind of more,
because they come out, when they get their first chance to play, it's pretty fucking good right away.
Well, I think he wants you pretty close to a finished product by the time we put you out on the field. Like, Ryan Day has enormous trust issues, so he overloads guys with information. And so, while yes, I agree with Ron, we did see kind of those two's best games like later on. I do think like the requirement to get on the field at Ohio State at quarterback is so ridiculously high that once you get on the field, like, how much higher can you actually go? Julian,
I mean, you can make the argument that, I mean, he wasn't in Ohio State's system. Kyle absolutely took a step in his final year in college.
Yeah, no, he took a step in his final year of college, but do we think that that's because systematically and confidence-wise, I mean, it was a completely different realm. First of all, you're not dealing with the Ohio State pressure. You can go lose 4 games, you're Syracuse legend. Second of all, what did Syracuse do? They said, F a tight end. We're going to go 5 wide, and Kyle, just go be what you were in high school. Like, that's
doesn't that kind of speak to the talent and the pressure and the difficulties of playing quarterback at Ohio State, that Kyle McCord could go from, oh my God, how is this guy the quarterback at Ohio State, to like, man, is this the second best quarterback in the ACC the next year? Like, he's leading the nation in passing. I know it's opportunity, but
but I also think it's like a personality thing. Like, Ryan Day doesn't really, like, Ryan Day is the don't mess up coach. Fran Brown is the go spread all over the yard coach. I think that's really the big difference. I mean, like, if there is a personality shift, because like the NFL is about like limiting mistakes, college football is about creating them. So
but I mean, even something as simple as just being a year older and more mature. You've now seen it all. You've lost games as an Ohio State quarterback. You're not thinking about, oh man, what happens if I blow a game, or you've beaten the team up north. I don't know. I think there is something to that, not even to Ryan Day having to develop it. You're just an adult now.
Yeah, year 2.
I mean, well, if you think about Justin Fields and CJ Stroud, Justin Fields, he had a level of maturity and toughness that he felt very confident in who he was. and then CJ Stroud. So like Justin didn't allow Ryan's fear of failure because he kind of knew who he was, and CJ just had the most arm arrogance you ever did see and didn't care what Ryan said. I can make the throw no matter what.
And I'd also argue that like Justin and Ryan had each other before Ryan tightened up. Like the way that like Ryan talked about Justin, like that was like his second son. Like that was when they thought, I think this thing would be easy. I think that first loss to Michigan is what caused like the perfectionist mentality, I think.
And then Kyle McCord he just jumped off the bridge when Kyle McCord was out there.
Ryan hates Kyle, dude. I don't care what anybody says, right? He hated what Kyle did to him.
And I still think that I hate to be this guy. It's the most unfair shake that any player in the history of Ohio State has ever received. Kyle McCord lost one game as an Ohio State starter to the national champions by 6 points.
Yeah, but we could say that, but also be honest. Like Kyle McCord was. Here we go. Maybe it's an unfair shake, but like by Ohio State standards, like how if there's 20 other quarterbacks around the country that you plug in, you get the same exact result. I think that's the frustration.
Let me ask you this: would you rather have JT Barrett or Kyle McCord?
JT Barrett.
Then you're saying that Kyle McCord is the worst quarterback since 2012.
Yeah, I don't like using the winning games as a metric for like quarterbacks at Ohio State.
No, but I'm saying the standard is we're talking about
the standard is too high.
The worst quarterback since 2012 lost one game to the national champions by 6 points and then led the nation in passing the following year. That's the standard at Ohio State. That is the worst quarterback since 2012. That's an insane standard.
Yeah, it is an insane standard. I guess the other part of it is like
doesn't mean it's not true.
No, it doesn't take
fair.
That is the standard.
Yeah. Well, I think we all agree like that's the standard, and we all think that. But anyway, like back to Julian Sayin this year, there's definitely an emphasis. It does feel like he knows what he needs to do to kind of win back Ohio State. It feels like he is kind of accepting it, and I think he has to feel that if things don't look fun to start the year, there is going to be a loud, while maybe unfair, a loud crowd calling for Tavian St. Clair. And that's like a unique, I think, position for him to be in, because that'll be the first time in his life that he's in that position. You don't think things are rough, Ron? There won't be a loud crowd calling for Tavian St. Clair?
No.
I don't. Well, I don't know if I.
What is your definition of rough?
Like if things like rough, like not fun, I guess. Like if it's unenjoyable.
If they're just out there winning ugly and they're not losing games, I don't think people are going to be screaming for an unseen player. Like are there going to be psychos doing it? Yes. Do I think it's going to be like a large vocal wave? I don't.
If they go 11-1 with this schedule, I don't think anybody's going to care what it looks like.
If they win 10-7 against Texas, there is going to be at least like
Texas is going to be the national championship favorite coming into the season. If they win that game by any standards, I think losing to Texas, not that, oh my God, Ohio State should go out and expect to win every game. But like, if you're going to lose a game, I think to the number one team in the country.
No, I'm talking about like, if they win that game and the things that plagued Julian Sayin a year ago are kind of present in that game, even if they win, I think you're absolutely going to get like the alarm sounding early, because I think this year's Ohio State fan base is going to sound the alarm early instead of waiting for everything that we see all year to come to fruition. Like a year ago, the offensive line struggled for majority of the year, and everyone was like, "Oh, we're fine." And then at the end of the year, when it plugged them, it's like, "Oh, like we should have seen this coming." I think there will be a heightened, we need to see this coming. Like we're going to see it coming this year. So I absolutely think that there will be a faction. Like, here we go. If Julian Sayin against Texas doesn't run, takes sacks, it looks like he has not progressed at all. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's going to be 50% of the fan base, but you are going to we're going to all get on Twitter.
If that happens, they're going to lose. They're not going to beat Texas.
Well, I don't know.
With
Texas
him playing.
have a run game, so I don't know if Texas can beat us being one-dimensional.
It's my personal bit. If he plays like he played like at the end of the year, they're not beating Texas.
But like to your analogy to the offensive line, I guess my pushback would be, I mean, there was there were people being loud and screaming about an option, and we got options that graded out worse than the one that we were complaining about.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I agree on the Tegra front, but we never got loud about the whole offensive line in totality being bad. Like, it was about was being bad. It was never about the offensive line in totality being bad, even though the coaching staff the entire year, the whole year, the coaching staff told us this offensive line is bad, and yet everyone ignored it except for the Tegra pimple, because people were like, I mean, even the numbers coming out like, oh, Austin Sarabot hasn't allowed a sack. Oh, it's because like we're in 13 personnel, way much more than we ever have been, and he's getting so much help. He's getting a chip from a tight end and a running back. So like the staff told us the offensive line was bad all year, but Ohio State fans generally ignored it because it's like, oh, like we can talk about Tegra, we can sometimes talk about Phillip, but the rest of the offensive line is good. So it like got ignored. It wasn't until Miami that it was like, oh my God, no, this whole line is bad. So that's more where I'm at. And so like when it's one person in particular, like here we go. Like I think that if it does not look fun and he gives you the same version of Julian Sayin, I think you're naturally going to get some people at least clamoring for Tavian St. Clair. I don't.
No, I definitely think there's going to be a contingency. I just don't think it's going to be a loud or large one.
We've
also might be loud,
also
but I don't think it'll be large.
Quarterback change in the Ryan Day era in the middle of the year either. It's never happened.
No, we haven't. I mean, the one time he tried, he was a coordinator, and that was because like his guy was Dwayne, and now obviously both guys. And I think this year you won't get a quarterback swap. I just think Tavian is so beloved that Julian's kind of more and more on a prove it kind of situation. I do want to talk about receivers because we've been on quarterbacks for a while. Two guys, depending on how, maybe 1.5 receivers. I don't know how you guys want to decide, like pick. About how what legend is, but legend today, guys, repped with the running backs and the receivers. They have him repping primarily in a slot role, which I think is really fascinating because the Ryan Day slot, kind of, we've all been told, is the toughest of the receiver positions to play. It's the most responsibility. It's the most option routes. So for a freshman to be splitting time in both and a freshman getting number 2, I think Legend Bay is going to play a lot. Ryan Day compared to Tyreek Hill, then Ryan Day compared to Curtis Samuel, Ryan Day compared to XJ. I know that like nationally, the freak show is Chris Henry Jr. and what him and Jeremiah can be. But I'm looking at Legend Bay, and they're signaling to us that this kid is going to play.
You want to go or you want me to go?
Let you go.
Listen, this kid's probably really fast, like fast. But with all due respect, I'll believe that shit when I see it. You know, there's only been one freshman that's played a receiver as a freshman. And respectfully to Legend Bay, he ain't that.
All right, what about running backs?
That's a possibility. I'm not saying – I just like – we have not seen rotation from the receiver position. Now, we have a new receiver coach, so that might change.
That's what I'm saying. The stars are lining up, are they not?
But I'm still in the camp. Like, I'm going to believe it when I see it.
That's exactly where I'm at. I love having someone that's going to rain on the parade and not make me do it all the time. Like, he said it first. Like, I mean, it sounds great. Like, I don't think there's a more stereotypical player that gets the fans hyped up for us to, like, why doesn't this guy play? Like, he is the why doesn't this guy play candidate of the year. He's going to be a spring game sensation. He's going to be a guy that gets everyone excited. But like you said, when it comes to getting him on the field at running back, they're going to be like, oh, well, he played quarterback. We got to teach him how to pass pro. Oh, well, he's also playing running back, so it's going to be hard for him to pick it all up. Would I love to see Legend Bay on the field? I think that's the person that I'm most excited about. Freshman transfer, returning player, like that type of speed at Ohio State. You know, me and Q are saying too fast to play here. Like having players like that are just twitched up, that look like they're moving at a different speed, even on when they're going through regular drills, everyone loves to see it. But I'm just like Tyler, like I'm in an abusive relationship with Ohio State, and like I know better at this point.
No, I'm not playing this game, man. I'm not gonna get my hopes up that they're gonna Ryan Day all of a sudden is gonna start rotating 7 different receivers on the field, and we're gonna see a fucking pop pass like we saw with Paris Campbell
freshman. To a freshman, like We watched.
Bro, he didn't even play Jamison Williams, and Jamison Williams was a first-round receiver.
We watched David Adolph play over both of Notre Dame's starting receivers this year.
Shout out to Garrison for thinking that Mylan Graham was going to play last year. I mean, come on, guys. Like, we're really going to, Chris, you're going to do this again to yourself? You're going to fall into the trap?
Bro, he got the stamp of approval from Jeremiah Smith today. Yeah.
Okay.
For it. I'm falling for it. Yeah. Can I not fall for it? It's spring. Like, what the hell?
No, I feel like that's half the I feel like
that's half the fun.
I don't know. It's like learning about mythical creatures, like the Tooth Fairy. I don't want to spoil for anything else, but like learning one of those aren't real. Like I don't know. I know this team too much. I know this staff too well. Like everybody's like, look at the way Carlos Laughlin's yelling at him. I'm like, yeah, Carlos Laughlin's yelling at him at a person. Like, do you not see the way I talk to him in practice? Like that's why he's not on the field. Like I am Chris. What did I text you the other day? Leader. I'm printing up my Legend Bay Stand Club T-shirts already, but I don't think I'm going to get to wear it until next year.
I'm going.
We
over
also
300 yards.
They also
I'm going
brought
over
in
300 yards this year.
Under 300 yards.
Yeah.
Under.
I'm going over.
They also brought in. They
purpose?
also paid a bunch of money for 2 transfer receivers. You don't think those kids are going to play too?
I don't know if those two got what we would call a bunch of money. just for the record.
Did they get more money than Legend Bay?
Did they get more money than Sincere Johnson? Like
hell no. Nobody should have got more money than Sincere Johnson.
Hey, my bad. I'm a pocket watching Olympian.
Do we factor the car that was stolen during his recruitment into the cost of it or not?
No?
Okay.
I'm just playing. Oh man. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so the other freshman receiver. Honestly, you know what's funny? The freshman receiver that is the furthest along in terms of like polish wise, Brock Boyd, the kid from Southlake. But neither here nor there.
He's a 4-year player. I'll see him in 4 years, dog.
They gave him number 11, and we haven't had a great white receiver since Sanzenbacher. Anyway, Chris Henry Jr. is running with the 2s right now. And it seems like him and Tavian St. Clair already have an established level of chemistry in the first 2 days against the 2s, of course, because that's where those 2 are. He had a touchdown of 65 yards and 70 yards. Now, the 2s on defense, I think, are pretty deep in the DB spot. Now, obviously, it is like overreaction season, and it's like really early. But if you look at the 2s, like the players that open up with the 2s on defense, you're talking about like Cam Calhoun is one of the DBs. You're talking about Terry Moore as the post safety right now. So I'm looking across, and I think it's a good note. I think that the 2 freshman receivers that are pure receivers are fantastic. So I'm interested to see kind of the challenge that the secondary presents.
Do they have McCune starting at Z right now?
Yes, they have McCune as a starting Z. BI led the team in catches today out of the slot, and obviously we know what Big J is. Big Jeremiah. Big God's favorite.
Is Chris Henry Jr. Is it even responsible for Ryan Day to start him day one?
No, I'm just responsible.
As far as like, I think that kid already has completely unreal expectations because Jeremiah Smith did what he did.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Like, are there people out there that like think he's Jeremiah? Like, I know he's the next coming, but like Jeremiah? Like, how spoiled do you think we are that like we just get 2 of these and within 3 years after a run of Garrett, J-Mo, who I don't know. Like, I think he's going to be great, but I don't think I think his expectations are not that crazy given the fact that all eyes are going to be on 4.
You know what's funny? I think his expectations are crazy, but not amongst the Ohio State fan base. I think the Ohio State fan base has done a pretty good job tempering things. But like outside, like you got big outlets like Bleacher Report, big outlets like Overtime, big outlets talking about like, those 2 are going to be they're going to take over games. So I think it's probably a little bit. Here we go. It's like, did you think Zach Harrison's expectations were too high coming in, Ron? Because I think that's probably where Tyler's coming with this.
I mean, Zach Harrison's looked at as one of the biggest busts in Larry Johnson's tenure.
Yeah.
I froze here for a second.
I said Tyler probably like I think like Like, who do you think had higher expectations coming in, like Zach Harrison or Chris Henry Jr.? Because I think that's the territory we're in.
Does it? What I'm asking is, does it hurt? Does it hurt the team to slow play Chris Henry Jr.?
No, it doesn't hurt him.
To bring him along a little bit slower and not be like throwing the first pass of the season as a freshman like they did.
Yeah, no, I don't think it hurts them at all because, I mean, you look at, like Chris said, they brought in 2 transfer receivers, and I think that was part of the reason you go out and get 2 experienced guys that you're comfortable with, one that your wide receiver coach knows, and then another guy that has played for multiple years, maybe not at the highest level, but a guy that has started and has tons of reps that you don't have to look directly at a Chris Henry Jr. to play. So the fact that, like, they went out and got insurance policies of like, hey, you don't have to start. I don't think the expectations are sky high, because if Ohio State were to go out and lose 2 games this year, I don't think they're going to be like, this is Chris Henry Jr.'s fault. Like,
no, like expectationally, like if he doesn't go over like 700 yards, people are going to be like, damn, like what a disappointment. Like the year that he was with Jeremiah.
And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that he needs to do that. He shouldn't even have any expectations as far as yards or statistics. I think he should just be the guy that he's supposed to be right now.
So you think like the national expectation is that like Ohio State's going to have 2 Jeremiah Smiths out there going for 1,300 yards apiece?
People talked about Chris Henry Jr.'s recruitment, it seems to be like, oh, he's going to be the next one.
Dog,
and Ron, I don't think he should have the next
Go search Chris Henry Jr.'s name on Twitter, and you'll see what we're talking about.
I guess I guess I'm just tuned out of what the algorithm is, but I mean, you look at DeCorian Moore, insane hype coming into last year. I mean, I know he dealt with some injuries, but I mean, 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. I thought he's had a really solid year, made a splash, but like, it's your number 1 receiver in the class. Like, how high are the expectations from any person that actually, 1, is familiar with Chris Henry Jr., the prospect, 2, Ohio State's roster, and just 3 overall production from wide receivers? Like, I feel like it would have to take some form of ignorance on one of those 3 topics to have absurd expectations.
I guess like you're not like, I think an expectation for him to get to 600, 700 yards, I think that is maybe a little bit like absurd. But I think honestly, Ron, the reason why I think Tyler is where he's at, because you're saying like, if you know the roster, people don't think McCune is going to start over Chris Henry Jr. nationally.
Yeah, I think national people think Chris Henry Jr. is a starting receiver right now.
Like, I mean, the Adam King tweet that like went triple platinum, like right off the rip, the Jeremiah Smith and Chris Henry era has arrived. Like that, it's like a different kind of air when you talk about him. Like, he's being talked about like he is going to be one of the top 15.
Part of it is because he plays at Ohio State. You brought up DeCorian Moore, but I can't name a single Oregon receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, it's like, and I guess I agree. Outside of Tez, like he's the only one.
Yeah,
but like,
well, I mean, he just got there, but like
wouldn't
that lend to the fact that like expectations could be sky high? But you've watched guys like Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Smith and Jigba, guys wait their turn as freshmen. Not like, but they were all capable, but didn't have to. You know what I mean? Just because they're capable doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get the opportunity. I don't think that Ohio State is necessarily in a position, especially with having a guy like Jeremiah Smith, to even have to put that on his shoulders, even if he is capable.
No, I'm saying that's what Tyler is saying. Like, the expectation is that he's going to start this year. And like, if he's not ready, then he's going to get blowback. And if he is ready and doesn't live up to being, at least 75% of what Jeremiah is, he's still going to get blowback. That's Tyler's point.
Yeah, I just think
for sure. But I guess we're so in the weeds with this team that like, I try not to give like silly narratives like from people like the crazy credence.
Just have the right narratives, but like,
no, for sure,
our narrative isn't the loudest narrative. Is Tyler's point? Like,
absolutely,
I think we are living. The 3 of us are living in the real world.
Reality. in reality, and others are not.
Yeah, the fans and fanatics are not living where we're living, and so the noise will be louder because the more reasonable voices aren't going to speak about it. Because there's us three, we could literally have a debate off topic. Is Chris Henry Jr. even in the top 2 receivers for freshmen at Ohio State this year? And it would be a real one that I think Ron and I could have, but no one else outside of this room is having that debate at all. And so again, that I think was Tyler's point.
No, not for sure. But I mean, I think our audience is definitely more educated than most of those people. And you think about that's the off season for you, because it's always my favorite. That's why I normally go missing during the off season, because the things that people are talking about Ohio State, even when I'm completely detached from the team, the things that I hear from a national perspective are just silliness. If you talked about Ohio State's team last year, was there anyone in the national media even saying Bo Jackson's name?
No, but Bo Jackson was but not even Ohio State writers were talking about Bo Jackson the way that we were. But look, here we go.
Juck was standing on the table doing a Bo Jackson dance every episode.
Juck was the leader in the clubhouse for the Bo Jackson fan base.
Juck is from Northeast Ohio.
Juck had a Bo Jackson dance he would do every episode.
Yeah, but we can all know Juck was really early on Bo.
For sure, but that's what I'm talking about. The Ohio State ecosystem knows these things. The national perspective may be that Chris Henry Jr. has high expectations.
Talking about within the Ohio State ecosystem. This is an Adam King tweet. No team should be allowed to have these 2 receivers with that much talent at the same time. Talking about Chris Henry and Jeremiah Smith. That is them overdoing some of the expectations, and that's someone that's within well within the Ohio State ecosystem, and that's kind of been the narrative from a lot of those guys. No one within the inside is tempering expectations. That's my point.
Yeah, I feel you.
But what else do we want to? Oh, I want to give Ron the floor when it comes to DBs, because you and I had a phone call about the DBs, because we have right now safeties, nickels, outside guys, all that, and it's funny, Ron, when I saw the clip of Jeremiah Smith for no reason just detonating on Jalen McClain, I was like, wow, this makes me think of Ron. So Ron and I spoke, Tyler, and we were trying to think of who is going to be the odd man out in the safety room. And
not even safety room, defensive back room.
And so here's what newcomers, this is what we have coming in. We have Earl Little Jr., we have Terry Moore, we have Cam Calhoun, we have Dominic Kelly, right? Those are the 4 that we brought in.
Yep.
Oh, and then we're returning Jalen McClain, Devin Sanchez, and Denzel. That's 7. Now, the other part of this is they let Leroy Roker speak to the team on opening day, to open spring practice, and they played him down the stretch against Miami, and he opened with the 1s, while Terry Moore opened with the 2s. That's 8 DBs. Can't even see him. That's 8. It's a lot. Now, while we're working out the battles, you're going to get a lot of starting caliber players with the 2s who Chris Henry Jr. and them are going to go against. But who is the odd man out, do you think, in this one?
And the way I like to frame this question when I talk about this is we're going to see something that really isn't a part of the script happen to settle this room when it comes to starters. You're either going to have a returning starter like a Jalen McClain fall out of the starting lineup. You're either going to have a 5-star freshman that might not get on if Dominic Kelly finds a way to take one of those starting corner positions, or one of these transfers that were brought into play isn't going to play. One of those 3, and obviously they're all going to play in some form or fashion, but as far as a starting role, someone's going to be an odd man out that represents one of those 3 groups, either a transfer, a highly touted 5-star, or a returning starter.
So if you're asking me, do you want my what I think is going to happen or what I want to happen?
What do you think is going to happen? Then we'll get to want.
What I think is going to happen is Earl Little Jr. is going to play the slot, the nickel, and then Terry Moore is going to play the other safety opposite of Jalen McClain. and Devin Sanchez is going to play outside, and so is Jermaine Matthews Jr.
That is what I think is going to happen as well.
Wait, say it again. But I thought, did you not have Jalen McClain in your?
I did. He's Terry Moore plays opposite Jalen McClain.
Okay, yeah.
Little Jr. plays in the nickel, and then Devin Sanchez and Jermaine Matthews play outside. That's what I think will happen.
I think
not what I want to happen, though.
I think whoever they start the year with is going to be what it is. I think that there'll be no movement. Like
for sure.
After that first 3 days of fall camp, I think that's set in stone is what it is. So I don't know. I have no clue.
To me, Leroy Roker is Cam Babb. It's a great story.
No,
can I throw a grenade into this whole scenario, Chris? The one that me and you discussed for Tyler. How do you feel about a scenario where Jermaine Matthews is the nickel and your outside corners are Kelly and Sanchez? What does the back end?
Where do I sign? Like? Where do I sign? Give me a goddamn pen right now.
Well, how do you fill out the back end of the defense? Because then that answers the question of which one of these transfers gets on the field, and does a returning starter for the first time in the Ryan Day era lose their job? Because we've never seen that.
No, because I think Jalen McClain, you can write that in stone right now. He's playing free safety.
But if Jermaine plays
Jermaine plays nickel, then Earl Little plays the box safety because he's the more physical of the two.
So you have Terry Moore not playing in this scenario.
No way. There's no way. There's no way.
Scenario, I don't think Terry.
There is no way.
No, this is honestly, I was so excited for this, especially with because Terry Moore is not with the ones right now. He's just not. And if Chris Henry Jr. and Tavian St. Clair are already going crazy with deep shots against them, makes me wonder a little bit.
Why do you say there's no chance that Terry Moore doesn't play?
It felt like that was a priority get for the Buckeyes, but again, is this an Ethan Onua situation? And that's why I said this is going to present an unprecedented situation. We are going to have what felt like either a priority, because any of them, Earl Little, Dominic Kelly, Terry Moore, all of these were guys that they wanted in the portal. It wasn't like leftover guys that fell in their lap, that they let high-end players go. These were guys that they went out and pursued with experience. So if one of them sits or a Jalen McClain doesn't get on the field, I don't know. I think Terry Moore is a guy with a lot of experience that they brought into play.
I personally don't want Earl Little Jr. to play nickel. I cannot, and maybe he is going to be good at nickel. But all I can imagine is when I think of a safety playing nickel, I just see Tanner McAllister running and trying to catch somebody that already ran by him. That's all I can think about. And so if you're going to play, if you want a box safety, between Terry Moore and Earl Little Jr., who's the closest version to Caleb Downs? Not that they're close, but who's the closest? It's Earl Little Jr.
Yeah, box, because Caleb's not a post safety.
Correct. And so now it's are you going to play Terry Moore over Jalen McClain when Jalen McClain, if Caleb Downs wasn't there last year, Jalen McClain probably is a superstar. So now the question becomes, to me, Dominic Kelly.
So then you have to go back and look at who's the odd man out in the corner room. If you think the safeties are set at,
I would play Earl Little Jr. and Jalen McClain, and then I would have the actual corners duke it out for the 3 corner positions.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Play a corner at corner. If the nickel is a corner, then have a corner play that position. So if that's Cam Calhoun, fine. If it's Dominic Kelly, fine. I don't care. I just don't want to see a safety playing nickel. We've seen that, and it didn't work.
So the first day group was Roker at nickel, and then Earl Little and McClain as the other 2.
That just doesn't seem like that seems like a very significant drop off from what it was last year.
They're telling us they like Roker, dude. So
That would make me nervous. But you know what? I have the ultimate faith in Matt Patricia. If whatever Matt Patricia runs out there, I'm going to believe in it. That's also true.
That's kind of where I'm at too. Like Ron, you looking at us like we're crazy.
I'm going to trust Matt Patricia, but I'm also going to leave the opportunity for everybody makes mistakes. He could get it wrong, but I think he's definitely the most equipped to figure it out. But I'm definitely not giving him the blanket of like, there's no way he could screw this up. I think with the amount of variability available, I think it's possible to screw it up. There's plenty of talent.
I think he can screw it up.
Screw it up. I'm not gonna lose sleep over the DB.
Oh no,
I'm not gonna.
And by screw it up, I don't think, and I'm not saying like lose game screwed up. I think there's a chance that the best 7 might not always be out there. That's possible.
I expect there to be a full rotation anyway, because he's a
exactly.
personnel matcher. Like he matched even last year. People don't talk about it. Like they matched a lot last year.
Well, what I was saying was that, like, I'm gonna whatever he runs out there first, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna believe that it's gonna work until it doesn't. Right,
for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess, and before we get out of here, I do want to ask this one question. What question do each of you want answered as we leave spring? We'll start with Tyler.
I would like to know what happens to the right side of our offensive line. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Like that side of, I think as much as we want Cerevel to not play left tackle and have him play his natural
I'd like
position,
to note that I am not in that group. I am beyond comfortable with Austin Cerevel as our starting left tackle.
Well, Chris and
that is not a position of concern for me.
The right side, I would like to know, I would like to go into fall camp knowing who's playing on the right side of our line. Go in the fall with your 5 and let them just be the 5.
I can't have Austin Cerevel be my left tackle, man.
I don't think so either. I just think
can't have it.
Like the conversation of ceiling and floor is what comes to mind when it comes to Austin Cerevel playing left tackle.
So you think the 2 highest ceiling tackles are Phillip Daniels and Ian Moore? I
think Ian Moore. The debate with Phillip Daniels is fine, but Ian Moore is a better athlete than both of them.
And I would take Cerevel at right tackle. I can't have Cerevel be my left tackle. I just can't. And honestly, this is a callback to when we first started got on a microphone. I want guys in their positions. Well, guys in their
you would have to recruit left tackle at a high clip, which they don't.
Dog, well, I guess my pushback to that is I think you blame Justin Fry too much for this offensive line.
No, I don't blame him at all. I think he's gotten more. The room is competent. I think that he has made it work. But if you are not coaching at an elite level and have injuries, it leaves you exposed. You can.
I agree. I
can run light on the recruiting. You can miss on 5 stars and rely on development. It just shrinks your margin of error.
Can I run something out there? Can I just throw something out there?
Yeah.
With the offensive line, just a thought, because I still think about this one game. What if you had Ian Moore play left tackle, Luke Montgomery play left guard, Josh Padilla play center, Carson Hinsman plays right guard, and Austin Cerevel plays right tackle?
I wouldn't hate it. I just can't have him as my left tackle
because I can't unsee what Carson Hinsman did at guard against Penn State in 2024. I cannot unsee that.
He was a monster at guard, and I do think that Cerevel is better than Fryer, and like Fryer was sustainable at right guard. Right tackle. Excuse me. I think Hinsman's a great tackle or great guard. Excuse me. So. But my thing with Bowen is like there is enough like high profile tackle bodies for him to at least have a left tackle somewhere on there. And here's the thing, if there wasn't, then why didn't we go get one?
We tried to last year and we struck out. They didn't go pay Ethan Onua what they paid him, thinking that he was going to be focusing on his Masters last year.
Yeah, but that was always a pretty high boomer bust thing anyway, because you went like.
But it was from desperation. It was boom or bust, but it was their only option. The plan was not to start Austin Sarabelt at left tackle. The plan was Ethan Onua or to go find one in the portal, which goes back to the deficiencies in recruiting, which makes the margin for error much smaller, because if you miss on a tackle,
I'm just gonna push pause on one thing, because I hear you on the recruiting thing. I don't think the recruiting thing is near as big of a deal, I think, as you do, because my thing is, it's not just like lack of ability to develop. We're talking about every single person on that offensive line. Not only do they stay the same, they regressed. And for me, that's the bigger issue. It's like your margin for error is one thing, yeah, but you brought in someone who's not even an offensive line coach, told him to coach offensive line. The whole room got worse, and guys that were serviceable a year ago became unplayable.
But if your complaint is that you want guys to play their actual position, what necessitates guys playing out of position?
When everybody regresses, then guys have to play out of position. It's like here we go. Like we.
But who was the established tackle that regressed? It's not that we had an established tackle that regressed and isn't serviceable. It's we're having a guy that is playing left tackle that was never a left tackle. So whether he regressed or not, the core of the issue is whether Austin Sarabelt's a worse left tackle this year or not. He's a guard playing tackle. If we had tackles that were Ohio State caliber and Austin Sarabelt wasn't in the top 2 of left tackles, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, I guess my thing is how did one year you have 4 guys that could play tackle, and you went and got one, but at the same time, like everybody on that like line got worse. So it's like, here we go. It's like you were too deep
but were any of the guys that could play tackle still there?
No, you're right.
That's my point. And there's not the lack of depth. It wasn't like someone regressed and it opened up a spot. It was the fact that they had 4 guys on the roster that were capable of playing tackle. They left. They no longer had capable tackles, which is a recruiting deficiency.
I mean, they have the issue now.
It's tricky because that works top down, but it's like, so you mean to tell me that like the other guys that Justin Fry evaluated are also incapable of playing tackle? Because that's where I'm at. Because
I'm saying when you go out and you bet on, I'm going to take a small class of developmental guys, your margin of error is so small because if you don't hit in a portal, someone gets hurt or someone doesn't develop, that opens up gaps in the roster. I mean, you're wiping your. Can you fill me in on what I'm missing here on how not having people to play the left tackle position, the starting left tackle being someone that isn't a tackle, isn't fall back to recruiting? If you don't have the bodies on your roster and there wasn't someone already developed for the position, how is this not a recruiting thing?
Well, because like one guy liked the room and left the room and like felt like the room was healthy, and then like, yes, guys left, but there are like highly regarded tackles in the roster right now, and none of them are competing even for a tackle job. Like,
but none of these guys were proven tackles. Justin Fry may have liked them, but he hasn't proved to any of us.
Proven tackle when they get there, but like when everyone says
Carter Lowe
is highly regarded, they paid him a ton of money, and it's like he was progressing at a super quick clip, and now like Justin's gone, and it's like, well, that's not happening. It's like
Devontae Armstrong.
Carter Lowe was a true freshman last year under not Justin Fry. What are we talking about?
I guess maybe Ian. Is Ian Moore the junior?
Devontae Armstrong
Ian Moore's a junior, and you're arguing that he's the best tackle on the team.
So again,
and none of the other guys are competent tackles because they had to go get a transfer in Phillip Daniels, a transfer in Ethan Onua.
You can't have if you can't have anyone proven. You can't have anybody proven if they've never gotten a shot to play. And it's like if the room was healthy and we have someone who doesn't develop at all, it's like I don't think I guess my point is I don't think that a bunch of 5 stars fixes the issue.
I'm not saying 5 stars. I'm saying the lack of numbers during the Justin Fry era reduces them. It's not just 5 stars. It is when I say recruiting deficiencies, I'm not saying missing 5 stars. I'm talking about only getting 4 offensive linemen and relying all on in-state development projects. I'm talking about missing on transfer portal guys, because even when you talk about Justin Fry thought the room was in a healthy place going into last year, How, from a tackle perspective, Philip Daniels wasn't on the roster, Ethan Onyeo wasn't on the roster, and Austin Sierreveld, our starting left tackle, was a guard. So where are these tackles that were just there? This was a recruiting deficiency. I'm sorry that like I'm so hammering down on this. I'm not pivoting because like there's no way around this. Like there were no tackles on the roster coming into last year. That's a Justin Fry, not a single one on the roster.
Like losing the Zen body, I think hurt them. I mean, at some point, because I think Zen would have been a better option than like a lot of like that's what the chat's talking about than a lot of other guys. I guess like for me, when I think I guess the numbers thing is an issue, but like the tackle bodies and nobody getting better to me is just a bigger issue.
But who? I guess my question are who are these tackle bodies? Prior to last season, Ian Moore is one person. Carlo was a true freshman.
Is Zen Michalski not a tackle body? Like, are we?
He left.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. It's like did we push Zen out or
we let Zen leave and went and got 2 transfer portal tackles, one that you're saying is deficient and the other one that didn't play.
One more time.
If Zen left and they went out and got 2 more tackles.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like what? Like we are letting guys leave who should be staying. And then my other part of it is okay, cool. Like if you're gonna blame the recruiting numbers, then why not go get a proven I guess lineman like in the portal? Like that's the other part of it. It's like okay, like
they did. They went and got Philip Daniels, a starting offensive tackle, and they missed on Ethan Onyeo, which I'm saying.
If you want to say Philip Daniels is a proven player, I would question that a little bit because isn't going into this year just
not a proven player, but they went out and got a guy that they intended on playing.
Yeah, but Ron, like this year they have tackle bodies, and you're saying that they're deficient entirely. Then why didn't they go get a tackle body out of the portal? Is my point. It's like you can't have it both ways. It's like if they are deficient at one of those spots and they feel like the room.
I'm not saying they're deficient. You're the one telling me that Austin Sierreveld's not a left tackle. Well, I said that he's a left tackle.
I'm telling you they have the bodies in that room to have a good left tackle. You're saying they're deficient. I'm saying, well, why didn't they go pay one? And you're saying, well, they paid one a year ago and it didn't work out. And it's like, well, that shouldn't matter.
I'm saying that Austin Sierreveld is a capable left tackle, but the reason why he's playing left tackle is because they don't have. If they felt the need, if they didn't think that he was a capable left tackle, why didn't they go out and get a portal one? They went out and signed 2 portal tackles last year.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, did you watch?
And I'm saying I think they're comfortable with their tackles. The 2 that they have right now.
Are you comfortable with Sierreveld playing left tackle?
No. But I'm saying they are.
You said earlier that you were comfortable with him playing left tackle.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with Austin Sierreveld playing left tackle
right now
with who's on the roster, but I'm not saying that they couldn't go out and get another one.
I'm not comfortable with him playing left tackle, and I think they have a tackle body that is highly recruited enough to play left tackle, is my point. And my thing is
Ian Moore should be the left tackle.
I think Ian Moore or Carter Lowe, if Shane Bowen was worth anything, or Tyler Bowen, whatever his name is, should be the left tackle is what I'm saying. Like they have good enough tackle bodies, and I'm not okay with Austin Sierreveld being the left tackle this year, is my point.
Paris Johnson didn't start at left tackle as a sophomore.
No, he didn't, but did we have tackle deficiency then? Or did we have 2 guys that ended up playing the NFL?
That's true. But it's not
like I'm saying you don't like my thing is like, look, if we are deficient at left tackle, which we are, but we have tackle bodies that are there that can't play. I'm just not okay with Austin going out there because I don't think Austin stops you against the premier pass rushers. And that is my complaint because I think what stopped us was we were getting beat by the premier pass rushers. So if you like for me and Tyler, I mean, I don't want to speak for Tyler, but me and Tyler are not okay with him being the guy. And if there's tackle bodies in the room that you're not getting ready, then what are we even doing?
Yeah, I mean,
we're not supposed to be like this till fall. Fuck out of here. People are going to think that we hate each other.
Sorry that I stirred that up for you guys.
I just like, I don't know. My thing, I guess my only point was if you feel like Austin isn't the answer, I think it goes back to a recruiting issue, not a development issue, because he shouldn't be playing left tackle in the first point.
My thing is, I think we have like 2 tackles that are in year 2 and year 3 that should be developed and ready to go by.
And my pushback, and I guess my pushback is I don't think that it's a criticism of the staff that Carterlo's not playing this year.
As somebody that just listened to that for the last 15 minutes, I think both statements, both sides can be true in this scenario.
Oh, I think it's possible. I think development could need to improve, and also recruiting deficiencies put us in this position. I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's both of them. But I think the reason why you have a guard starting as your left tackle is recruiting, not development.
And I think it's development, not recruiting. So that's I guess the
So that means you think that Carlo and Ian Moore are both capable or should be starting this year?
correct. One of the two should be the left tackle.
What happened to the one? Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, like
we'll move on.
Like Carlo has the tackle body, has probably the best feet, was super highly recruited, and Ian Moore last year played a better tackle than Saraville did, just in spurts. So that's it.
We'll see.
It's a good show. Fuck, Ron.
Ron, what do you want to see? What do you want to answer from the spring?
I want to know who is going to be the second pass rusher on this team, and not, hey, they're telling me Zion Grady is. I want to know that Zion Grady is going to be that guy. I need to know coming into the year that the Buckeyes are confident in their starting edges. Kenyatta Jackson says that he added muscle, but the question marks on the other side, I mean, they told us all year that they love Zion Grady. They didn't go out and spend a ton at the edge position because they felt comfortable. You see Kari Wilder looking like a freak show. I feel like that is a position that is going to require a huge performance from someone, not necessarily put the team on their back, but that is going to be a crucial position on this defense. And whoever steps into that role is going to be asked to deliver on a defense that's been outstanding for the past 3 to 4 years. So I think that's my big question of, they're telling me Zion Grady's the guy. Is he ready to fill that role?
Yeah, I think they're probably hoping that he is.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah,
Right?
so I look at it
for sure. You want him to take the job, by the throat and make sure that everybody knows that he's the other guy playing opposite Kenyatta.
But if he doesn't, they have a backup plan, like the Rousseau kid. They'll stick him out there.
Yeah, I mean but the backup plan, and I guess that's my question. What does the backup plan look like? Is it a rotation of guys that are gonna all have under 3 total sacks on the season, or is someone gonna assert themselves as a guy with 7?
Hey, can we all agree though? We just don't want to see Bo Atkinson out there. We can all agree on that.
I hate Bo. I think he sucks. I hate Bo. I don't want to. I'm honestly I'd rather see Epi, Russo, and Zion out there.
You okay with Kenyatta being number 2? Chris?
Yeah, I mean honestly, we shouldn't even need an elite second pass rusher. Kenyatta's wearing number 2.
Let's be honest. He's going to be wearing number 0 this year.
You guys keep saying that. I think BI is going to get the block O.
No. Kenyatta's going to wear the block O.
I would be surprised if Kenyatta wore block O. I think.
Ron, who's your pick for the block O?
BI.
I'm going through the team, and this definitely could be a year where you guys are. I think it's going to be someone that doesn't actually wear it.
A lineman,
an offensive lineman.
Luke.
I think it could end up being Luke or Austin.
They won't give it to Hinsman because he did a podcast.
Yeah, he's he's in the doghouse for life.
Yeah,
he's definitely not getting the.
I don't want it to be somebody that can't wear it. That sucked. I think
I don't hate that. I'm
it.
also a proponent of the block O doesn't need to go out every year, but that's a debate for another show. Because that's not my hear me out.
I think the number's ugly on a jersey, so that's my stance. All right, we got hear me outs. We'll go with Tyler first, then Ron.
Hey. You don't need to pay hundreds and thousands of dollars for a therapist. Just go get your hair cut. Just go to a real barbershop and sit in a chair and just have some dude with a lot of tattoos cut your hair and you could talk to him.
2 Americas. Because the dude that he's describing with a lot of tattoos, despite my limited and follicle challenge that I have going on under this hat, he's not
Ron's dude.
Not cutting my hair.
I don't know. Wait, did you picture someone from Duck Dynasty, Ron?
No, I felt like maybe some Honestly, I pictured someone off of like Ink Masters, like one of those guys.
Wait to do this. So why do you?
You're old. You're 2010s, like heavily tatted gauges, lots of gel in their hair.
You go to a white barbershop, right, Tyler? Or do you go to a Middle Eastern one?
I moved to Medina, so my options are fairly limited. It's a bunch of white people.
Chalk. All right, what's your hear me out, Ron?
I saw the Yankees hat and it's popped into my head, and it's just a chance for me to go on one of my favorite rants, and is that every jersey in professional or college sports should have a name on the back. And don't ever talk to me about your uniform being in one of the greatest uniform conversations if you do not have a name on the back of your jersey. You are so pretentious if you think like this. This is not 1910 when there's only 14 professional sports teams total. I don't know who your fucking left fielder is. I don't know who the left guard is at Notre Dame. I don't know who the backup fullback at Penn State is. Put names on the back of your jersey.
I strongly disagree. I pull out with I walk in with that pinstripe number 2. You know exactly what's going on. You know who that is.
And if you had a number 2 jersey at Ohio State, like who is that?
No, that was understandable. But you said you can't be in the conversation for best jersey if like I pop out in that pinstripe number 99. Who is it?
The problem is that Chris's team that he's a fan of, that he's talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
They just retire everybody's jersey because they think they're all so fantastic.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to be using 3-digit numbers for the Yankees in 10 years.
That'd be epic.
Batting number 102.
I hate you guys. I did. I swear I did.
All right, Chris, what's yours?
People always say that like offense is good and offense sells and offense is good for a sport. And my hear me out that Bam scoring 83 points is proof that it is not. It turned me off. Made me want to throw up. I'm out on too much offense. I think defense needs to be cool in the next 5 years. That is my take. I'm back to celebrating defense. I know Tyler's like not really big on defense, but I'm in on defense.
Is it defense, or does the NBA not care about the regular season? And like, how can you make me care if y'all are gonna let Bam Adebayo score 83 points in a game? Like
they handed it to him. It's the worst,
that's what I'm saying. You were taking
the worst thing ever.
They were taking intentional fouls. Like I had to double take. I thought I got sent-held. I had to go.
Me too. I thought I got sent-held also.
And I just like I sat there and I'm just like, whatever. Piss on my childhood,
but here we go. Like that part is true, but the other part of it is like for the last like 10 years, every rule change has been geared towards making offense more and more unstoppable in basketball, and it's starting to progress its way into football. Like NFL wise, not so much college football, but like I think that like defense needs to be celebrated, and we have to start nerfing offense. Is where I'm at. Is my hear me out. People always talk about offense sells. I want some defense.
I'm also sick of free throws. 43 free throws.
Yeah, dude. They said that your boy Jason Tatum would have subbed himself out at 81 and texted Kobe.
Watching someone shoot 43 free throws would be like going to the Masters and then like halfway through they decide, you know what, we're just gonna have a putt tournament instead. Like we're just gonna watch you guys putt.
That is, as a golfer, that is an outstanding metaphor. That was incredible.
Bro, Tyler's about to put you in his will now, dude. That's made him so happy. I've been doing the show with him for a year. I never talk any kind of shit about golf, bro. I hate golf.
Hey, we gotta get Don B super chats in here real quick.
Oh yeah, you fire those.
Thanks for the 2. Oh, this was from the very beginning of the show. Wow, did he glaze JJ or his pants? Well, this was the comment that Chase Brown said about Jeremiah Smith. I'm going to say I'm not going to answer that question, actually. Next year, this time, the argument is going to be who's better, Malachi Tony or Legend Bay.
That made its way in your timeline, right, Ron?
Chris, that's the type of things that make me not want to do a show during the off season. Because like I'm not getting on a microphone and entertaining that conversation. I'm not even going to say it. Not even say.
That's like saying, hey, give me Jordan Poole over LeBron.
And I'm not going to disrespect Malachi. I think he's a great athlete. I think what he did for Miami last year, not only for the university and the city, was spectacular. Be serious.
That's literally Jordan Poole and LeBron.
Be serious.
I think that's a little bit disrespectful of Malachi Tony, but I'm here for it.
How is it a little bit like what is the NBA comp for Malachi Tony? Is it not Jordan Poole?
It's probably a little bit better than Jordan Poole.
Don't disrespect Jordan Poole like that.
Maybe Cade Cunningham?
No, absolutely not. Cade Cunningham is likely going to be the best player or a top 3 player in the sport at some point. Malachi Tony is not. I like Malachi a lot. But
in college football right now, Malachi Tony is, I think, significantly higher than Jordan Poole. I think we're like Ja Morant.
All right, here we go. Okay, Ja's not bad.
Ja Morant, I think we're closer to a cultural phenomenon, probably more popular culturally than they are as an individual player, but they're super exciting. I think they carry themselves well. I think Malachi carries himself significantly better than Ja, but what I'm saying from a stature as far as fame, I think Malachi, as far as what he represents in the sport, is something similar to like a Ja or
a Brandon Jennings. We don't rock with Brandon?
No.
Monte Ellis.
No.
What?
I think you're disrespecting Malachi. Like, how many, like, they put Ryan Williams did a pirouette one time and people still think he's a top 2 receiver in the sport.
Yeah, all right, Gilbert Arenas and Kobe. That feels good.
I guess for the time period, yeah, I guess, yeah, an Agent Zero type of thing. But
Gilbert and all right, here we go. Tracy McGrady and LeBron.
See, that's giving Malachi Tony a lot of respect.
LeBron is Malachi?
No, LeBron is
Ron. What the fuck? Come on, bro. What the fuck?
It's had to poke the bear.
I come up with another one, dude.
Anyways, Malachi Tony's better than Chris thinks. Anyways, Don B, thanks for the 5 again. You really gonna make me read this?
You got to read it, dude. You're the designated super chat reader.
I want to know how much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Pause. Is that a pause? I don't think
it's a pause.
Resume.
Yeah. Oh, one more from the Rod. The Masters, MLB playoffs, college football playoffs, NHL playoffs, or NFL playoffs, March Madness, NBA playoffs, World Cup. It's A. It's not even close.
See,
A.
Ron, look what you've done. He feels comfortable saying bullshit now because you gave.
What do you mean?
Oh, we're choosing one to cut. Okay,
you're choosing one. You're choosing A or B.
Oh, everything's in Group A. I thought A was okay.
Everything in Group A versus everything in Group B.
Yeah, you're taking Group A.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Ron. Given that college football is the only sport that I currently watch.
Okay, so you're Group A also. And
I'd be Group A, but like for probably up until probably 2018-ish, I'd probably say Dwayne Haskins era is probably when like college football became my
go-to
primary sport. You know what it was? You know when college football became my primary sport? When the Steelers decided not to re-sign Le'Veon Bell. That's when I stopped caring about the NFL.
Fight Jake Paul?
No, he was supposed to fight Logan, and Logan canceled.
Oh, who's supposed to fight Jake? I see people beefing with Jake on the TL all the time.
I don't know. I'm sick of seeing him beat up legends.
That's fair. I'm Chris. That's Ron. That's Tyler. Like and sub. Please get us to 9K. We're sick of being in the in-between. And if you
were
at
9K.
Huh?
We were at 9K.
We were, dude.
But everybody unsubscribed at the end of the season.
Dude,
You know how that works.
brutal. Dude, brutal. And if you guys want to see me and Ron argue more, leave a comment. Oh, here we go. Postures for the 2. Chris, did you see Coach Alfred's videos for? Oh, yeah. I did see it. That's what I was going to take you out of the show. I don't know if you guys saw, but Tony Alfred did an interview, and I broke it down, and I didn't think I saw an Ohio State helmet in the back. And I made a comment.
He had one in the back?
But yeah, he did, but I couldn't see it. And I was like,
was that at his house or in his office? There's no way it's in his office.
It was at his house. It was at his house. There was like Kent State, Mount Union. He has one of the Paul Bunyan trophies, and it was all that behind him. And I didn't see any Ohio State helmet. And I zoomed in, and I'm looking. I'm like, he really took the Ohio State helmet down.
Oh, he took it down.
No, I thought he did. And then he sent a video to me of the Ohio State helmet. It was just like directly behind him, so it was covered. In fact, it was right next to the Michigan helmet. Which, bold decision. Anyway, that's Ron. I'm not Tyler. That's Ron. I'm Chris. That's Tyler. Leave a comment, drop a question below, and hopefully we'll all be back together soon. Peace.